Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of the administrative features of Magnum. So if we go to Admin tab up here and Configuration Management, and this is where you would either import your config or save your config. So there's snapshots in here. A snapshot's created anytime you do an upload to the system. It'll save a snapshot, and you can go back to it if you want. You can go back to that one that's auto-saved, or you can create a new one, or you can delete an existing one if you don't want it there. Now, this download active is what's actually on the server right now. So it won't save any working changes. That's the download working. So if you wanted to save what's actually on the server, you'd hit this, save a name, pick it, and you would do it. If you want to download working, that is going to look at changes that have not yet been sent. It's going to send those. Now, import config, that's to take one that's off of your computer and load it in here. Reset system defaults it back to factory, and you don't want to do that. So this brings up another thing of when you save your show file. So the first thing you want to do is save your salvo. The salvo saves routes that exist within the system, but it doesn't save names, it doesn't save panel layouts, it doesn't save that sort of thing. It doesn't save the availability on panels. So once you do your salvo, that saves your routes. What's routed to a subscription, what's routed to a VIP, what's routed to a monitor. It saves all of that kind of thing, or routed to a Wohler. You save that, and you upload it, and you send it. And then you save your configuration management. And you would do a download active as what's actually on the server. If you highlight it over here, it actually tells you what it is. And you save that, and then that is your show file. So now if you want to change your name, like up here in the window, you want to change what this is, you would go back to admin and go to preferences. And the preferences is where you actually can change the colors. What it looks like on the top. There's not a whole lot of choices, but there's some. You could bring in an image if you had one that had to be pretty small, but you could still bring that in there. Or you could change the name. You could change it, like here it's a show, but we could call it test and hit set server name. And now that will be up here. And the other thing to be cautious of, not to change, but be cautious of, is the audio group size. It needs to be 1. If you have 2, then the audio will not route properly. So now the other thing we're going to look at is scripts. And scripts is where you create buddy panels. And the buddy panels have to go each way. So you have to have from and to. So here it's dot 130 and 131 on this side, 131 on this side, 130 on this side. And this is the only section that you edit, is this section right here. Don't touch anything else. So you can export this and open it in Notepad and create a new buddy panel. And then once you have one that's done, that's working, you can bring it back in, save it, and you hit apply scripts, and it'll say up here scripts are running successfully. But that's the only place you edit, is this. And you got to make sure you keep the quotes and the commas and everything in the same place. So it's very easy to just, you can copy a line and put in your other IPs and keep on going. Or you can delete one if you want. Now when you have a script, the easiest way to check on the two panels that you have going together is go on one of the panels and hit a destination and see if the destination changes on the other panel. And you'll see it in the window. You'll see an actual, it'll say this is EVS or a monitor or whatever. If you change on one panel, it's a change on the other one. But a very important thing to remember is the two panels have to have the same availability list, the two that are married together as buddies. Even if they're not switching the same things, if one's a source and one's a destination, they still have to have the same things available to them. Otherwise, it won't work. If they have a different destination that's not available in one, it won't work. So everything has to be the same. It has to be the right version of the buddy script. This says right here what panel version this particular one works with. And then here we have our About section that we dealt with before that tells us the versions of what everything is, where it's running. And you can also do a Retrieve Logs section. And this will download the logs, everything that's on the servers, and you can email that to somebody. Again, it's very important to remember when you're saving a show file, you need to save the overall file. After you've uploaded your salvo, then you save this. And the salvo should really be updated a couple times during the day in case the truck loses power or something else. You really need to be ready to go to have your stuff backed up. And you can always go back here if you screw something up. You can recall a snapshot in this area and have that fired.